What's up, guys? Say hi to Kramer back here. Kramer always watches what's everyone's going on, so beware of him. He'll be in every video. So this week should be a pretty decent video. I got a lot of stuff that we got done here with the car. I'm actually done with it all, but I figured I'd make this intro right now. It was a lot of work. The transmission was rough, but we're ready to go there. So let's take a look at what I all did in the last couple of weeks. Well, so this is what we got going on here. This is a Motion Raceworks billet remote mount smart coil, and I just can't quite justify spending however much money valve covers are that are built to hold smart coils. So I'm gonna weld. I made these little tabs at work here. They're aluminum, they're 1/2 inch thick with a 3/8 tapped hole in it, and I'm just gonna weld these on, and then my smart coils will sit right up here. Did some measurements, got them about where I want them. It should look pretty good, and I'm excited to see how it turns out. Then I gotta add a breather, which I believe will go right over here on the back side of it. But we'll get this all tacked in, see how it looks, come back, finish weld it, put the breather in. Should be rolling. Well, there they are. They're fully welded and on. It was a little tricky because it seems like the bungs that I made were decently thick, but I also wanted a 3/8 bolt to go through them because that's what goes through here. But other than that, the welding didn't go too bad. It's kind of sucks with a 180. This is my welder's 180 amp, and sometimes I just run out of juice, I feel like. But as I kind of get the hang of how to hold the torch and go about this right, I've been getting better. Noticed a lot of TIG welding improvements here over this build series, so that's super awesome. I'm glad I'm finally starting to figure it out. But now, just gotta weld this bung on right here, drill a couple holes, we'll be good to go. Let's do that. Well, they're on. Bung is on. The weld looks all right. It acted like it was super dirty, but these are the cheapest LS valve covers money can buy. So I'm sure it's just China pot metal, but we'll shine them up a little bit, make them look good, but they're good. Good deal. One more to go. What's up, guys? So again, the car's almost done, but lots of running around doing random little projects, but finally, I got all the pieces to do the cold side, so we're gonna wrap that up here this week, and I'll show you my badass new part I just got, so let's go check that out. All right, here it is. It is a 417 intake lid that I ordered like a month ago. Finally here, and I've been dying to see it. They make these per order, so there are none on the shelf until you order them. One hand, so I apologize. Almost got it. Ooh. Would you look at that? This is the standard mid-rise. So I needed the flange to be back further. As you can see, this is so far out. This one's much. Sorry, I got a phone call there, so the video stopped. But I'll get the old lid on, get this sweet bad boy on, and start welding some stuff together. Well, a lot has changed since last time I filmed, but I came home from work today and kind of just started messing around and happened to whip up a nice cold side that ended up turning out pretty good. So here it is. Big old 4-inch pipe here, couple bends. I got a little rubber boot down in there so it's easy to take apart. And then if you kind of look down up in between here, there's a pipe there that goes all the way into the intercooler. And you can see my roll of tape right here. But yeah, it turned out pretty good. Got a blow-off valve right over here, and the 417 lid looks mint. Super impressed with myself. That was my first ever turbo kit build. A lot of improvements to go on, but for the first one ever, I think it turned out and it fit pretty damn well. Right now I'm struggling a little bit with the big 5-inch pipe. As you can see, I got it all taped up here, but my angle isn't right up under there, so I'm gonna have to change some stuff to get that to work, but we're making progress. I'll try to do some more filming of that. I really did a shitty job of filming today. I don't know why. I just going hard, I guess. Worked till noon. Now it's 9 o'clock and I'm just finishing up, so pick back up in the early afternoon and see what we get done. I'm gonna have to take all this apart and paint it sometime this week, so then it's ready to go back together, but we're looking pretty good so far. I hope to start the car maybe next weekend, maybe, but no guarantees, we'll see. So we're finally here, last assembly. I took everything off and painted all the stuff that I used for mounts. And we're gonna put her together and do some wiring this weekend. Waiting on a couple parts to finish the exhaust, so no big deal there because that'll take me some time, but I hope I can just ghetto hood exit it and fire this thing up this weekend, but we'll see how it goes. I got a lot of work to do and it's very hot and it's gonna be very hard to stay off of the boat this weekend, but we'll see how it goes. Well, here's where we're at. Last night I got throttle cable on finally, which was a huge pain in the butt because the cord is super short, but we made that work. And then I got all the injectors back in the intake, so we're good to sing there. I got a couple water lines all finished up, and then the turbo hung again. But for now, I'm gonna wait on doing the rest of that because I finally got this torque converter from PTC Race. They resplined it, and it's ready to go in. So I'm gonna get under there and pull the pan off the transmission because I had it off earlier to put the dump valve on. Clean it all up, get the new gasket on, get it bolted in, put the overflow on, and then I'm gonna take the tranny out and do some wiring on it, clean everything up good, torque my rear cover so I can take that sign off of the damn windshield, and put her back in. So we should be rolling here pretty good today. I think I'm gonna hit the boat a little later, but no big deal. Get some stuff done, come back tonight, do some more. Let's get to it. Flying solo here and it really sucked, but trans is out. Well, let's hope I can get the new converter in it and get everything buttoned up on this unit and start throwing it back in. It was very, very difficult. The bolts are very tight, but hopefully we can get her back in without too many issues. Love to see this. The converter fits. So we're filling oil up in it, getting ready to put it in here, and then that will go back up under here. It's a ton of work, but it's going well so far. Just want to give a huge shout out to PTC torque converters. They, with all my nonsense and lack of knowledge of a big input power glide shaft, Dusty did a fantastic job of making this bad boy fit with my limited knowledge of what I'm doing. So the deal is this is an 1.1/8" shaft, and this one is actually a factory size Sater support for an original power glide, and I believe Sunax makes this kit, so you can still use the original one, but still run a big shaft. So that's where I got confused, because other than that, it should have been a standard deal. So basically the only part that's large on it is right here, and the rest of it is a standard size. So that was my fault. I had no idea. I have never done this before, but you live and you learn. They did a great job, got her back to me, so now we're gonna put it back in the car and we should be good to go. I got a hell of a mess going on here. We're going boating in a couple hours, so we'll leave it off here. All right, so it is the next day. We went boating. We had a great time, but I've been on this transmission all freaking day long. So I tried to put it in with the jacks and it just didn't work. We got it up in there, and then by the time I realized it, the converter had fallen out just a little bit and I couldn't get it back in right, so then I had to maneuver the thing back on the ground, and it was absolutely horrible. Kind of tough to film, especially when it's just Dad and I and I'm running around like crazy. But so we got it all back on the ground, got it all in, or got the converter in, fit right, made a little clamp to clamp it in so it can't fall. And then we went and got our special little tranny jack. It's not very little though. And this is it. So if you're doing a transmission on the ground like I am, this thing is the best thing ever because it's low, so I don't need to get the car 10 miles in the air. And you can adjust how level this thing sits, and it makes life so much easier. It is a hell of a unit. It's freaking huge and it's so heavy, but it does a badass job because we hardly struggled at all getting in after that. We just leveled the tray out, popped right on the dowels, fit right in the pilot. Everything was golden. So it's been a long day and a lot of work, but I'm gonna keep plugging away at this thing and hopefully get it all set up and get the turbo kit back together. I got all the grounds hooked up, all the bell housing bolts in, converter bolts are tight. I was gonna put the drive shaft in, but this trans actually has a roller tail, which I did not know it until I tried to put the drive shaft in, and the original transmission had a bushing. So gotta get a new yoke for that, but other than that, no big deal. I'm moving slow this weekend. It kind of sucks. I'm trying to get more done than I have been, but that's how it goes sometimes. So we're gonna get the intake back on and toss the rest of this turbo kit together, and then I basically just got to do a whole bunch of wiring. So let's do it. So we just checked another thing off the cardboard list. We torqued the rockers down, and this is the steps to do that. And they say it's so you don't get any false, would it be lash with the guide trays?
Yeah.
But this is the way we did it. I don't have guide trays on it because they're link bar lifters, but we followed these steps just to be sure. Knocked them all out, so we're good. I'm gonna permanently put the valve covers on and get back to assembling it. The exhaust is on. It fits decent. Not as good as I'd like, but is what it is for the first kit ever. Everything looks real nice and painted. Got the springs out of the wastegates that I needed to. Intercooler on. We'll keep chipping away at this thing. We're almost. Well, it is back.
I am back! What it do, baby?
All back together, everything in, everything painted. No more list in the windshield. All I gotta do is make spark plugs, change my map sensor plug, and wire in a couple of these sensors. I have spark plugs for it. I gotta put oil in it, and tranny fluid in it, get a new drive shaft yoke. We should be good to go. We're getting there. Everything looks great, and I gotta make that exhaust, which is gonna kind of suck, but no big deal. We're rolling. Things are looking real nice again. It was kind of depressing seeing it all torn apart, but we are back. We are back. All right, guys, that's gonna end off this video. I appreciate y'all for watching. Should be running here soon. I'm super excited. I hope you guys are too. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.
Fuck yeah. 8